Page 1. Why So Stupid? Edward de Bono, 2003. How the human race has never really learned to think. Foreword. Do you think about thinking? Probably not. Most people do not think about thinking. You walk, you eat, you sleep, you cough, you think. These things do not need thinking about. You decide what you want to do and then search your memory for the usual way of doing it. That is all there is to thinking. And yet, nothing is more important than human thinking. The quality of your personal future depends on your thinking. The quality of the future of the human race depends on thinking. What else could it depend upon? Maybe we have neglected thinking. Maybe we have taken it for granted. Maybe we have believed, and still believe, that there is nothing more that can be done about thinking. We have an excellent thinking system and nothing more needs to be done. That is where I disagree. We do have an excellent thinking system, but it is inadequate. Our thinking system is all directed at the past. We recognize standard situations and provide standard answers. We have never developed the creative thinking needed to design the way forward. Our thinking is excellent for technology and almost useless in human affairs. Descartes, the famous French philosopher, cogito ergo sum. I think therefore I am. De Bono, the infamous Maltese thinker, ego ergo ergo. I act therefore I construct. Thinking is not just about philosophical reflections and analysis. Thinking is about getting things done, making things happen and making progress. We have so neglected thinking as an operating skill that there was not, as far as I know, a single university in the world which actually had a professor of thinking. That was the case when this book was written. Since then, I have been made professor of thinking at the University of Pretoria, the largest university in Africa. In 2005 I was appointed Da Vinci Professor of Thinking at the University of Advancing Technology, Arizona, and Professor of Constructive Thinking at Dublin City University. Rodin did a great disservice to thinking with his sculpture of the thinker. The impression is one of solemnity, seriousness and grim hard work. But thinking can be fun and lively. 4-year-olds in school can enjoy thinking as much as philosophers and rocket scientists. There is but one attitude with which this book should be read: just suppose he is right? The implications are huge. Some new methods are suggested in the book. Years of experience with these methods show that they work and are greatly superior to some existing thinking habits. That is not important. Such methods are only a beginning. There is very much more to be done. The big change is that for the first time in history we can design thinking methods based on how the brain actually works, instead of playing with the word games of philosophy. Schools waste 2/3 of the talent in society and universities sterilize the other third. The apparent purpose of education is to convince 2/3 of the students that they really are stupid. Youngsters who do not do well at the school game leave school thinking they are stupid. Yet they are not stupid at all. They can be very good thinkers if given the chance. 5 hours of thinking given to unemployed youngsters increased the employment rate 5-fold. Universities are obsessed with history, scholarship and analysis. These do have their value and their place. But there should be equal emphasis on constructive thinking, on creative thinking and on design thinking. Knowledge is not enough. Value creation needs a different sort of thinking. So, I invite you to read this book not in a defensive, adversarial or critical frame of mind but in an effort to get something from it. Around the world there are thousands of executives and thousands of school children who have already found that thinking can be made much more powerful. It is time we paid serious attention to thinking. Complacency with our existing thinking habits is not only limiting but has become very, very dangerous. Edward de Bono. Page 9.